And here we go. Here we go. And the Brandon. What's going on? What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. It is beautiful out. And man, I got to spend an awesome evening, not making it weird, with you and Kevin last night. And it was so fun to finally be back in a movie experience. It actually felt like the old school movie experience last night. The merch, the excitement.
Yeah, that's I haven't seen a premiere like that for some time. They got hyped. I mean, we were even talking about the parking lot of the theater being so full that you had to go to the back of Tecotnu, which I haven't seen in literally, years.
Years. Yeah, that place was packed. I mean, packed. And it was just, God, it was just a good vibe. And that was, so just so everybody knows, we went to see, thank you, Josh. We went to see Wolverine Deadpool Deadpool Wolverine. I keep saying Wolverine Deadpool out of respect to you because I know your love for Wolverine. And
Well done,
uh,
sir.
yeah, and the Deadpool Wolverine movie was fantastic, but it was my first time ever watching it on 4D, and that was insane. And we'll talk about that here in a sec too. But
Yeah,
oh
'cause
my god,
I can't wait to share that story.
oh my god, because I had no idea that it did what it did in there. But that was awesome. Um, Guys, before we flow into the show, please remember that we are the official warm up show for Spine Ticks. So check them out immediately after us at 7 p.m. And it is Spine Ticks, and they always go live. They always have a great panel of people, and yeah. Um, and then, of course, don't forget to please take a look at our website, aegiscomicsofalaska.com, aegiscomicsalaska.com, where you have the latest merch. We're starting to add more books. No, we didn't go Valley Cinema. We actually went to Tecotnu because apparently Tecotnu is staying in business. They're not going out of business anytime soon. And we had a long conversation about it yesterday, but it looks like essentially with business returning, we're not at war right now, knock on wood. So the base is packed with young GIs and airmen that want to attend that movie theater. That place was packed. And it was a great movie to really launch the summer with. I mean, although in theory there was other movies, nothing touched that movie last night, in my humble opinion. I haven't been that excited for a movie in a while.
I don't think anything else has piqued my interest this year at all. There's some stuff coming later, but as for things to be hyped about, like I don't want to see Beetlejuice in September. There's some other
Yes.
things coming out later on this year. But literally, if you think about anything that I actually considered going to the theater for, I took my daughter to Inside Out too. Of course, that was more for her, and that was her first theater experience, and she did a great job. But for me, yeah, that was. And I got to be honest, guys, I was on the fence about going to see this film because, unpopular opinion, I actually can't stand Deadpool. I can't. He's not my flavor. But I love Wolverine, and finally seeing Jack in the costume was like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I need to take over, and just kick him out, and just push him all the time. But yeah, I couldn't resist, and I think that last trailer we'll get more into it. But that last trailer um, really helped out. The seriousness tone of that last trailer really caught my attention. It's not necessary, but I think it would help. It would give you more of an idea.
I agree. Yeah, watching Loki 1 and 2 would help you understand some of the stuff that's going on with that. It's going to be hard, no spoilers, but we just need to do the right thing. We could do spoilers next weekend, give people some
Hmm.
time to actually see the movie. The one thing I will say is that they did a fantastic job of surprising us. Uh,
Yeah, I
how
was really
long they'll be?
impressed. The tones was good.
Yeah, yeah, that the surprises were awesome. The fan service was second to none,
And
and
well placed. It
yeah,
wasn't just there for the sake of
yes,
being there. Like when you think of movies like um, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, it was just there to be there, right? They didn't know what else to do, but this all had purpose, and I thought that's the most important thing.
yes, yes. Uh, I like that the theme was. I don't think this is really a spoiler, but the theme was wanting to matter.
Hmm.
It seemed like
I think
that was the theme.
that's
Yeah.
all been divulged in the previews. So
Yeah, so wanting to matter, and
yeah,
I thought that that was really good, and they did a great job with that, and you can see their off-screen friendship translated onto the screen. Like you could tell that they
yeah.
have legitimate chemistry. Yeah, wow, 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 wow. Well, the first thing I enjoyed, and I blame you for this, was the merch.
I had to hold back. You actually did worse than me last night, which is impressive.
Oh
Um,
God. Well,
but I was
well,
so tempted to buy a lot of different things last night.
well. Let me show you one thing here. This is how the night started. Ralph, he went and found a Target exclusive for me. Check this out. Look at that bad boy. So that is the Target exclusive first appearance of Deadpool, and yeah, I inspired by New Mutants '98. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Can you guys see that?
Looking bigger.
Man, yeah, I was feeling that, and then I'll show them the pops that came out, the Wolverine and the Deadpool pop that was
This is
right
all
there
at Regal Theater, by the way, except for the Target exclusive. Like all the stuff we're getting ready to show you was at
at the
Regal Cinema
theater.
last night.
So yeah, yeah. So all of a sudden we get to the theater and all the pops that you're seeing there, the Wolverine and the Deadpool one, they were sold right there at the counter. You could buy your popcorn, your T-shirts. I mean, it felt you could feel the excitement and the hype for the movie theater again. Like I was really stoked about being in the movie theater again. And
I mean, in one way, I
oh
can certainly relate that you truly haven't felt that type of presence since probably Infinity War, in my opinion.
yeah, 100%, man. And damn. Oh well, we have to show them our matching keychains.
Oh yeah,
Thanks to
oh
you.
yeah, we had to. Oh yeah, we had to.
That is so. Oh my God! It says best friends. Yes, yes,
I was like, I don't want the Deadpool. He can have it.
yeah. Oh my
Like,
God!
who better than
These
Lou
are
to have it,
so
right?
awesome, man.
These
Yeah.
are our co-host best friend chains now.
Yes. From now till the end of time. And God, man, it was just. Oh, there's one other thing I have to show. And I have pictures of it, but it would be better if I showed it live. So let me see. I'm going to try something different that I haven't done in a while, which is let's see
Where
here.
this is going. This is good
Yeah,
stuff. This is great stuff.
yeah. Let me log in here real quick. Allow, and then we're going to call this the. Okay. All right. Let me log in, and I'm going to assign to.
Oh, mute one.
All right. Did it mute it yet? No. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, pretty
No, I
much.
muted it now. Should be.
No,
All right.
it's kind of cool.
How about now?
One more time.
Now? A
It's
little
fine.
bit.
It's fine.
It'll work for now. All right. So let's go. We'll go guest solo. Oh, I see. Hold on. There we go. All right. You guys see me okay? All right. Let's unmute this.
I didn't know he was going to get
I'm
this far
assuming you
with
can
it.
hear
This is
me
awesome.
okay. And I've got to show you this. I think it looks better if I show it to you from his new resting place. Going to the garage here. And let's see. All right. So here we are in the garage. And it's baby Deadpool. All seated, all in the seatbelt. With the remove, oh no, the bottles aren't removable. But I guess you could stick a straw back here and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's baby Deadpool.
Literally strapped in the
God, I
middle
can't
of
get the
all
angle
these
right. There
cars.
he is. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Oh, he's so cute. Look at the little pacifier. That little baby belt. Oh yeah. Woo! That was hands down the coolest thing I purchased there last night. Let me get back to the show here. Yeah, they had those things right there at checkout, right there at the popcorn stand. So let me All right. I'll have to work on that echo thing. I know I could fix that. But let me see here. All right, we're back. Dude, that baby Deadpool.
Forever too, right? We
God.
got in the theater just as the last preview had finished. Like that's how
Yes.
long the lines were, like 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah, give yourself some time if you're. Well, I don't know how it was in the Valley, but there at Takatnu and God, the 4D experience. I had no idea. You briefed me on it, but I still was not prepared. I didn't
So let me
realize that
tell
the.
this
Yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
This is so funny. So we're having dinner at Qdoba, and I asked Lou. I looked over to him across from Kevin. I was like, "Hey, you know what 4D is, right?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, let me tell you what 4D does." And anybody who out there isn't a familiar, it's almost like a roller coaster slash planetarium type experience. There's moving chairs. They spray you with mist, air, wind, like all kinds of stuff to immerse you into the scene as much as possible. And the greatest thing about that is a lot of people who bought the seats didn't know that either. And the first things you heard when the chair started rocking was "Drink your drink down, drink your drink down," because
Yeah,
everybody was worried
yeah,
about
yeah.
splashing everywhere. It was hysterical because nobody.
Bro.
It freaked out a couple of people because they did it in previews and they didn't wait for the film. And we saw an Alien trailer that
Yes.
rocked the scene.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
wild.
Dude, that was crazy. So I was sitting next to Kevin. You were 2 rows behind us. So I'm sure you could see my bald head being tossed up and around. But
I actually recorded it a bit.
oh my God. Dude, I was freaking out. And I was looking at Kevin. I was like, dude, I don't know if I can handle being in all these fights. And then it dawned on me, oh my God, this movie's going to be all fights and blood. And sure enough, you were getting misted every 10 seconds. You were getting tossed from your seats every 10 seconds. Every fight scene, you felt like you were in the fight, like to the point that, like, I mean, I walked out of there looking like an entry level porn star, man. I walked out of there looking bad, man. Dude, like, it was bad.
I think by the end of the film, I was like, chiropractor, anyone?
Yeah. Oh my
Those things
God.
get violent. They get so violent.
Dude, it was so good though. It was so worth it. The 4D experience for that particular movie. You definitely, man. They they definitely got their run for the money there. I wonder how often they have to do maintenance, man, on something like that. Between that and maybe a Star Wars movie, or God, you can only imagine. And there was a couple of scenes where I was like, I'm looking at Kevin like, dude, they're just talking, and the chairs would start moving.
Right. It's the rumbling of their voices that move the chairs.
Yeah, it was like the preface for, oh god, this is about to get real quick. But yeah, oh my god, the um the environment was second to none. The fan service, the I feel like this movie legit put the MCU back on the map, in my humble opinion. I think even I just started seeing some. I think it was footage from San Diego Comic Con where they even had like the drones out there doing like 3D images
Yeah.
of Deadpool and Wolverine, and then at one point they even showed a Galactus teaser and Fantastic Four, which was really good for San Diego Comic Con. And I think that uh, Feige and them are definitely banking on this new way of doing things. I just wonder if how far they're gonna go. You know, because I think Disney has a bad problem with overcorrecting, and
Yes.
I wouldn't want to see everything be Deadpoolish. I mean, Deadpool is Deadpool. I don't want to. I don't want to see. I'm not looking at being sworn at by the Hulk in the next Hulk movie or something. Not that I'm a prude or anything, but at the same time, there's a time and a place for all of that stuff. And that particular character, Deadpool, it goes perfect with him. But I don't know that if they went that route with every single one, because you know how they do sometimes.
Well,
All of a sudden you'll
my
have a
complaint with the MCU for the longest time was that slowly everybody became a Tony Stark. Everybody had one
mm,
liners, everybody had humor, everybody was doing it, and I was like, I just that really hurt the MCU in my opinion because I mean even they took Thor and turned him into a complete one liner joke. I'm like, that's
right,
Stark's gig, right? And
right.
you're right. So I hope they've learned their lesson and they're not going to try to make everybody into a Deadpool because that would be wild and let's be real, it would never work.
No,
Reynolds is Reynolds, and you can't duplicate that. No way.
no, no. He's his own. God, that was so good. And yeah, it was just everything. Even the smallest roles in that meant something in that movie. Like it's almost like he was shouting out every extra, everybody. Yeah, everybody got
Nothing was
credit.
wasted at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing was wasted at all, and that's like if you're gonna pull, nostalgic things out and whatnot, it needs to have purpose, and that movie hit on all cylinders in that particular aspect for sure.
I think once again being careful of no spoilers. I think the comic lovers are going to be very pleased with this movie, man. Like the respect for the source material was right there,
Mhm.
man. Good
Yeah,
lord. Even the smallest details, you were like, wow, they did that. Oh, so awesome, The fight scenes, everything. God, I wanted to say spoiler so bad, but we're saving it for next weekend just to be fair, because I know people
so
are just now getting to it right now.
My buddy Sean made a comment earlier. He said he wished they hadn't revealed Laura for the film in the previews, and I
Hmm.
got to agree with that. But it also kind of made me more excited, and maybe that's what they were gunning for was to get the last minute buy-in for some folks. Because I mean, yeah, having X-23 back in there was and getting it and reprising the same girl, the same actress. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Just hats off to them for sticking to that. That was really cool.
And once again, I keep saying it out loud so that people know that we're respecting the no spoilers. But they did some great fan service with her in that one too. I mean, they it's so good. I think people are even that
I
little
came
bit
home
was
and I fell
awesome.
asleep to watching Logan last night.
Oh my
I turned it
god.
on, I streamed that, and I went to bed. I
Yeah,
probably watched like half the movie.
God, man. I don't think I got to sleep until like 1:45 or something, man. I was so
It was
hyped
after
up.
2 for me for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was so hyped, and God, and seeing you guys was so exciting, man. It was just an awesome night, man. I mean, let me see. I bet you I can. Let's see. We'll do. I'll
Well, it
bring it
was
up here.
wild.
Yeah.
I'll tell you like I'll tell them like I was telling you yesterday. Guys, I was like I was like, yeah, I'm going to get tickets, and I hadn't talked to anybody, but I started calling all my friends, and one of my friends had COVID, another one picked up overtime, another one was camping. I was like, oh my gosh, like who's gonna go? And I just texted
Right.
Lou. I was like, when are you gonna go see Deadpool? He's like, tonight. I was like, where? He's like, to Cotonou. Can I join? So
Yes.
thank God he was going. I was like, I'll go by myself. I've done it before, but that kind of removed some of the experience. So I'm glad you were available, especially bringing Kevin
Yeah.
over too. That made it even better.
Yeah,
So
this was me when I picked up Kevin. Let me see if this will pop up. Let me know if you can hear it. Ah, why is it not working? This happened the last time too. All right, so it didn't work, but
yeah, I don't remember what the fix was.
yeah, you could see it on Facebook and everything else. But it was just kind of cool. We all met up there, and this is a cool picture. I love this one here. Yeah, just right in front of the theater there, and then I think you took this picture, right? Oh, was it him who took the picture of all the stuff I bought, man? I have a problem.
I think Kev fixed that.
Yeah, that was oh God. Everything they had, I bought, man. Except the keychain, and you hooked it up with the keychain, man. That was so good, man.
Yeah, we
Oh
were literally because Lou was smart. He started researching the cost like on Amazon and stuff. These
yeah,
keychains were $15 on Amazon. They were 10 at the theater, which kind of blew my mind. I was like, well, now we have to get them because it
yeah.
actually makes
They were
sense
cheaper
price
at the
wise.
theater. That's crazy.
I've never heard of that. It's usually marked up. So maybe someone made a mistake on the pricing internally or something. I don't know.
Oh my
And
God.
this is guys. This is like 12:30 in the morning. By the way, like I drove
Yes.
past them and I stopped because they were taking an inordinate amount of time to move, and I realized that they were strapping in baby pool over here, and I couldn't help myself. I had to
Oh
stop in and check.
my God. I love this. So Vader met him for the first time this morning when we went on our hike, and Vader was sniffing. I'm like, wait a second. I'm the baby. What is this about? What is going
He's like,
on
"Who's
here?
trying to take my space?" Right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
Peter's awesome dog.
Oh man. Kevin, man, that was such a great movie. I'm so glad that we all got together last night. That was so good.
That was a
Three
lot of fun.
legitimate, and look at that. We all had our favorites, and wow, we didn't fight. We didn't curse each other out
Yeah.
on social media or anything else. Oh, it's funny how comic community can be when you want to. God, oh, guys,
It's so hard
one
to
hundred
talk about this
percent.
film without spoiling it. It's
Yeah,
so
I
hard
know.
because there's great stuff. I don't want to Tom Holland this thing. You know what I mean?
Oh God. All I can tell you. Um, everyone knows there's cameos. There was something that you spoke about the behind the scenes on how far they went to keeping the cameo secret. What were you researching that you saw they were doing? Like how they were sneaking them on set, sneaking them on and off set. I think you were mentioning it.
So I just talked. So here's the thing, and I'll be upfront here. So I was prepared for a decent amount of the movie because I wasn't sure I was going to go see it, but I saw the level of curiosity, and I watch a lot of sources that know exactly what's happening back there.
Hey, lost you on audio here real quick. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, your audio is like almost non-existent. Yeah. Damn you, Disney! Leave his mic alone. He was getting ready to cook. I could barely hear you. I don't know if it's on my side or yours. Let me look here. No, I've got you maxed out on volume for interview side, so it's something with your mic. Wonder what went wrong. Oh, I heard something. No, do you want to try logging out, log back in again? Yep. All right. Tech stuff. But that's what happens when you go live, right? It's not fun if you don't have some tech stuff go from time to time. But man, they, they oh, here he goes here. All right, let's hear you. Nope, nothing. No, wait. I heard you say something. Get closer to your mic and try that. Wow, I could barely hear you. It, it's like a loose connection or something. Give me a test now. Barely. Yeah, it's like your output's completely down. Well, the good news is that I have extra mics if you ever need one. Yeah, it's like your mic completely died. Do you have the installed microphone in the computer? See if that'll pick it up. Yeah, try your installed one. And yeah, they did such a good job of concealing the cameos. There was nothing in the spoilers, thank God. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. No, as the week goes on and people start getting on Instagram and everything else, I think the cat's going to be out of the bag. But for now, it was just so good. That's the way, yeah, just that genuine, ooh, ah, wow. I can't believe this person's here and blah, blah, blah. It was good. So good. Anything yet? It wants to. I hear like the little hiss and then it just gives up. It sounds like you're far away. Sounds like you're far away.
So far away.
Oh, there it is. Go ahead.
Better.
Better. Turn it up as high as you can, I guess.
My wife said she still can't hear me because she's tuned in.
Really? I can hear you now. It'll take a second to catch up because there's a lag. She's watching live, but there's a lag. She'll hear you now because I can hear you.
How about now?
Perfect. I got you loud and clear. It takes a sec because she's seeing the earlier footage still. There's like a couple of second lag.
Yeah, because you're live. It's going to be delayed.
Yeah.
But you can hear me now? She's saying I'm still quiet. Hey, rest of you guys, how do I sound? Because I don't want you to have to struggle to hear.
Yep.
It's getting louder? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll just try to stick close. I might have to make some
Whatever. No,
modifications.
actually, whatever you did, it's working now. It's working really good
Okay.
now. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. All right. Where was I?
So you were starting to cook and Disney got mad, but you went to a specific source that we don't recommend if you don't want spoilers. But
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was looking this stuff up because I was on the fence about going to see the movie. I wasn't sure that I wanted to go.
Well, we've been
Yes,
let
I
down
want to
so
see.
much.
Yeah, and yeah, if I'm going to spend my money on a movie like this, it better be good. So after they showed the last serious trailer, I was like, okay, yes, I know quite a bit about the film, and that's okay, but I'm going. Like it's just they've told me enough that it's like now I'm kind of more hyped to see it, and I feel like those trailers kind of did the same thing, right? They did a lot of the funny stuff, right? And then that very last trailer just 3 4 days ago, where they not only like talked about thanks Garrett, thanks Kev, um, where they only talked about Deadpool, the whole mattering thing, and trying to be serious, and him even taking shots at it. To the whole point of seeing X-23 talking to Logan, it was just like, okay, that's okay. I'm in, because if there's going to be a level of gravity in this film, then that was the selling point for me, right? There had to be something on the line. There had to be something, something to solve beyond just a regular Deadpool film. Does that make sense? You just
A hundred
Deadpool is
percent.
usually just so funny, and it's a go go go. It's a lot of gore. That's fine. That's why I'm not usually a Deadpool fan. But when they threw in that level of gravity, I think anybody else out there like me, that was the last selling point that I needed to pull the trigger, buy a ticket, and go to opening night. So
Yeah, the fourth wall breaks were fantastic. When they did the the watery eye looks for the serious parts, nailed it. The emotion, nailed it. They proved both of them
Jackman
showed
is just
themselves
like
as
kind of
actors. That's
yeah.
and then the one thing we were talking about that you were explaining to me last night. I don't know if you remember or not. Was just how the extent that they went into sneaking these cameos on and off set, which
Yeah.
absolutely worked because we were completely surprised at one of the cameos.
One got me. I knew about the rest, but one got me. And I
Right.
was like, oh. But I was really happy because it's a favorite. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, good on you. And again, it was just, they took all these things and they gave them purpose. And I just thought, man, like, if we could, if Disney could get back to writing like this all the time, you will revitalize the MCU. Like you
Right.
will. And that just goes to show that Reynolds having so much creative control over that character and being able to have input and allowing the writers to work and do their thing, like this is the result. Just
Oh
like
yeah.
back then. And I just don't understand why it's so hard for these guys to get that, because we've said before that Disney has lost millions and even billions of dollars just putting out terrible content. And then you see this movie that had quite a lot writing on it, honestly, between
Yeah.
Fox, Marvel Universe, and all these things. This could have been mucked up real easily, but they didn't, and that was so important.
Yeah. I agree. The I love that he understood the connectivity of the MCU without making the movie about said connectivity. He wasn't setting up another movie. He was just focused on this movie right here, right now. And I think that meant a lot too. Let's
I
just do
agree.
this right now.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't trying to push too much narrative forward with the ongoing MCU. It's like, let's nail this, and then let's get creative again. Right? I kind of feel like that's where their head was at, and it was the right choice.
Although I will say this, and this is a. Oh, all right, Kevin, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you again. I will say this that um, they 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 didn't ignore what was going on throughout the MCU. That's for sure. There is one thing that even Deadpool ignored that every other MCU movie has ignored now. And if Deadpool ignores it, that's like a big red flag for me. And this is kind of a spoiler, but it isn't. There is no mention of the Eternals in that movie whatsoever. Did you see any mention of the Eternals in that movie whatsoever?
Nobody talks about the Eternals. Why are you surprised?
Like they shouted out every other MCU project, even if it was a bad project. They kind of did like a little jab at it. At
Yeah,
no time did anyone address that there's this giant hand sticking out of the planet right now. There's half born eternal that's in the planet right now. No mention of that whatsoever. So it's like
that's true.
they literally get and yo, uh, yeah, the writing was, but they had such an ensemble of actors and actresses in that, and their
Yes,
performances were solid. I mean,
they were. I'll agree. I think Eternals gets too much heat.
yeah,
It was just it was a slow pace. Nobody asked for it, right?
yeah,
It that was the problem, right? There was no build up. They just threw it out there. They're like, "Oh,
hmm,
meet these guys," right?
yeah,
And we always know how that goes. Unfortunately, I'm not against the Eternals film. I like the idea. I like the larger um, spectrum of what the Eternals is trying to accomplish across the multiverse. But yeah, it was like Solo. Like nobody asked for that. Nobody said I want an Eternals film, right?
right.
That's
I,
why. And
I,
it doesn't help that the content they've been putting out was already kind of ish, and then you're like, oh, now we're also going to throw out this film. It's just timing, bad timing.
yeah, I think it was bad timing, but at the end of the day, they had dumped so much resources. I think it was disrespectful, and I'm not this guy, but I think it was disrespectful to people of the caliber of Salma Hayek and Angelina Jolie and the others actors and actresses in there. That I mean, it was like a waste of their time. Like they literally act like it never happened. They
Mm,
legit walked away from that movie.
yeah. Well, and we've seen that happen in cinema before, right? When things are just so terribly wrong, um, they just like, I just prefer not to remember this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Well, like I said, you know it's bad when at no time. And if this is the only reason you were going to watch Deadpool Wolverine, then I'm sorry, man. This is the only spoiler I'll tell you. There's no mention of the Eternals. Like it never happened. It never happened.
He
And if
was
it's not,
busy dogging everything else.
yeah, like yeah, he dogged everything else except like he didn't even think of mentioning it. So that tells
Yeah.
you everything you need to know about that. So sad. But God, um, if anybody wants to go watch the movie with us again, message us on Instagram and we'll try to make it happen again during the week or
Yeah, I'm
something,
down for a
man.
second
Yeah,
viewing.
I'll watch a
Yep,
second viewing with people, and yeah,
100%.
just message us and we'll just go and watch it, man. Because I'll watch it again, no problem. That because there was so much stuff that happened in that movie that as I started processing, I was like, oh, that's a shout out to this scene. That's a shout out to that scene. Oh, that's
Yeah.
I was wow, oh, that was from this movie and that was from this comic. It was just so good, and I know that there's things that we missed because we were just so in the moment,
It
and we were
was
also
fast
getting tossed
paced.
around.
It was literally fast paced. Yeah.
God, every time I knew like a fight scene was about to break out, I was like, oh, this is gonna be off the chain, and sure enough, my popcorn would be everywhere. You know,
You know, I,
it,
I was thinking last night after the movie, I came home and I was like kind of thinking about what we took in, right? Because there was a lot. And I think that the chemistry between Reynolds and Jackman for the Deadpool Wolverine characters was like this Tommy Boy vibe, right?
yeah,
Like these guys forced together, nobody wanted it,
yes,
right? And it's just this collage of motions that's just it goes back and forth and it's all so well placed. And I was just thinking like David Spade and Chris Farley, like if they put on Deadpool Wolverine cosplay, like I think this would work. It's just so funny how they were able to mix all this stuff in, and it's only 2 hours and 7 minutes. That's
yeah.
the other wild thing that they told a great story in 2 hours when Marvel's been gunning for three in a lot of these things and doing poorly. Just another testament to just paying attention to what your focus is and not losing sight of that.
I'll tell you this right now. I'm buying the director's cut. You can believe that. I'm buying the director's cut
You think
because
there'll be one?
oh hell yeah. There's no way all the cameos that were rumored and everything. I have a feeling that they're in there. They just ran out of time. It'll be in the
Yeah.
director's cut. Watch, watch.
Okay. That's probably
Yeah,
true.
yeah, watch.
I'm
There's gonna
anxious
be
to
some
see
wild
Monday
stuff.
morning what the box office turnout is because that's going to dictate a lot of what they do going
Oh
forward.
yeah,
I have no doubt it's going to be wild because after this weekend, when everybody goes and shares with their friends that are on the fence, like myself, and be like, oh, hey, it's fine. You have my trust, right?
yeah,
Go watch it. I think today and tomorrow we're gonna just continue to grow. I think, and it might be one of those movies that rise even more before they fall in viewership, right? When the word
yeah.
gets around that it's worth putting your money into. So, I mean, I hope it does. I don't want to see the MCU fail. I don't. I just start paying attention like this and you're going to get
Mm-hmm.
right back to that gold standard you've been sitting on for a decade. You know?
I would love if the next. I know Reynolds says he doesn't have any more left in him. I think he's just doing cameos for now. But I would love. Kevin and I were talking about it last night. It was a 50 issue run. Deadpool and Spider Man. I don't care which Spider Man they use, whether it be Tom Holland or what's his name, Garfield or
Garfield or Maguire.
Maguire. I don't care which one they. I want to see a Deadpool Spider Man because that comic was fantastic. All 50 issues were awesome. It
I
was,
think he and Garfield would mix best.
yeah, I think so too. We were thinking about that as well. Either way, I think it would work, but oh man, I just want to see it on the screen. I think it would translate well, and yeah, I think him and Garfield would have the best chemistry. But yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that, 100%. I hope that that's the next one. I suspect at the very least the rumors are going to come true that he's essentially going to be the new Stan Lee cameo for all the Marvel movies moving forward. We'll see if it happens or not. It'd be
Oh,
nice to see
interesting.
that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
might. And guys, these were in the previews too, so I don't feel bad talking about it. But there's a point where he annoys Logan in a car. He's like, "Phew, phew," and he's
Yes.
literally doing the Spider-Man thing, and that was
That would be
hysterical.
crazy if that was
Yeah,
his little plug for that.
that's what I'm
Cause
thinking. Like, I
yeah,
mean,
oh, wow.
that's an easy pave, paving the road for that. So
Yeah, and I think Sony would be 100% with that. And then we'd get, cause see, if Sony's involved, then that means we'll get an awesome PlayStation game out of it.
Sony, those guys. You
Yeah.
think that people would be anxious to make money? And those guys, like it seems like, and this is just what I'm read. You guys can stop me if I'm wrong, but it seems like every time Sony's involved, everything gets complicated with those guys.
Yeah.
Like they want all these things done their way and all this, and when you look at this solo Sony movies like the Venom films and things like they're decent movies, but they don't perform on a level that Sony tries to claim. And when you start borrowing properties like Venom and Spider-Man and things like that, and they get all puffed up on Marvel, it's like, guys, they're bringing attention to your stuff. Like,
Right.
I get protecting your IP, but let's not act like you guys were running it great before they showed up, right? It's just
Right.
kind of wild to me how Sony acts with some of this stuff.
It's almost like, hey, let us do the films. You guys take care of the video games and the other merch.
Get your royalties, be
Yeah, you'll get
happy.
your money. You're gonna get your money, no matter what.
Yeah,
You'll get your money.
yeah, yeah.
But man, so what do you got going on for the rest of the weekend? Because this time I really don't want to run into spine ticks.
And today's been so busy. I had my DDPY class, and I was in your neck of the
Nice.
woods. We spent a few hours over in Big Lake today. My mother-in-law had
Oh,
a work picnic. Yeah, we went out kayaking, took the kiddo out there with me. That was really fun. And then I got back here just in time to hop on the show.
that is
So I think it's going to
awesome.
be relaxed the rest of the weekend.
Yeah. Oh God, we went. We did the hike this morning up the Butte, and tomorrow is. I'll announce it right after the show. I'll get on Facebook and announce it. But I think tomorrow we're gonna do the Sutton camp just to get people with the camp. Let me see. Not to sidetrack the Deadpool discussion, but next Avengers movie was announced as Doctor Doom. What? Really? Hold on. Really?
Yeah, I'm with you on
Hmm.
that, Sean. I think so. Next to with RDJ is Doom.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I need proof of this. I want to know your source. That's a wild thing.
Yeah, because I know
What?
that.
Where'd you get
No,
that
because
at?
RDJ has always played. Well, not RDJ. God, Tony Stark in. Well, then again, it's MCU, but Marvel in the comics, Tony Stark in the future was at one point Kang, right? Yeah, he was Kang at one point. It was just kind of wild how they. Anyway, I don't see him as Doctor Doom ever. No, there's other actors
Yeah,
that could play that, but who knows? Yeah, we're gonna need to see your source on that for sure.
yeah. Because I've heard
Yeah,
nothing about this, and I follow these things pretty darn close.
yeah, Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I think Sean, I think you're right. The differences are quite clear with the animation versus live action. Because the
yeah.
Spider Verse just rocks the numbers every single time.
Yeah.
Sony can't get off the ground with
They
live
won an
action.
Oscar. They won an Oscar. When was the last time you seen
Right.
an animated series or an animated movie win an Oscar? It's been a while.
Well, tell me when of Sony's last IP superhero properties ever won an Oscar.
Whoa. He says it was announced at San Diego Comic Con. We're gonna have to see
Oh,
this.
oh, okay. Well, I guess that's a good source.
Yeah,
Why
you
did
just
that's a weird move.
yeah
That's a
you
weird
got
move.
us on that one, man. I man, that's a weird move.
Yeah,
But is he like
I don't.
is he just voicing it? What the hell? I don't know. Could it work? Yeah, I guess it could.
Well, look, I think RDJ can do anything. Honestly, like he's a well-rounded actor. I don't understand why. Right? I'm trying to understand. Like, are they just trying to keep him in the MCU? Like, keep RDJ in the MCU, keep him contracted? Like, why is that? I feel like there's a bunch of other actors that could have done a good job too. I just why Robert Downey Jr. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'll have to.
yeah.
And, guys, does sorry I didn't see who commented. Did they say why? Did they give a bit of an explanation like why they chose RDJ in the announcement?
Yeah, that's what I'd
Because I
want
am
to know.
so curious.
I'm just not seeing it, but who knows? I mean, he kills everything he does. I mean,
Yeah,
whoever thought
look, I
RDJ as Sherlock Holmes? That was, hey,
love those films. Love
yeah.
those films. Those are great. Yeah,
And he
especially the
made Wing
second
Chun,
one.
and he made Wing Chun cool again. You know, Wing Chun was kind of all you saw was just these poor Wing Chun masters getting their butts handed to them by MMA fighters all over San Francisco, and all of a sudden he made it cool again. And hell, they just had a didn't they just have a Wing Chun exhibition in Anchorage just recently, like last 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know the guy who's an instructor here. Actually, I believe his name is Kendall Stewart.
yeah, and
I actually know
they
the
just
guy.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good martial. It's an outstanding close range combat martial art. It's Bruce Lee's first martial art.
hmm
It was his major study that he expanded from and everything else. But still, let me see. Doomsday replaced Kang Dynamite. Oh, so I know what he means. Doctor Doom is replacing Kang. Avengers Doomsday replaced Kang Dynasty. Oh,
I think that makes sense.
well, that makes sense because Secret Wars has nothing to do with Kang. It has everything to do with Doctor Doom
Well, here's the
and
thing
the
with me
Beyonder.
personally. I just Kang didn't do anything for me. All the renditions they had of him already up to Ant-Man 3 and Loki and all that. I just there's something with him that just I didn't it didn't click with me. I just he didn't feel like he really belonged. He's a good actor, but I
Yeah.
just I don't think that character really fit in with me. He didn't. When you're following up Thanos and you're trying to make the next big thing, he's just not it. I don't know if it was the
Yeah.
acting. I don't know if it was the writing. I don't know if it was a combination. It did not. I watched Ant Man 3. I was like, this is a joke.
Okay, so I'm starting to think why they would pick RDJ. It's still, I can't picture it yet. It's not working in my brain, but I understand. If you use like a football metaphor, if you got the number one most winning quarterback in the history of the NFL, uh, irregardless of whatever team you put him on, he should perform, right?
That's
And
fair. That's a good
so
point.
now, so now they're taking RDJ and they understand that Doctor Doom is one of the most popular anti, like he's a villain, but he's not like he's a noble villain in many sense, right?
Right.
Because he's doing it to protect his country and he's trying to save his mother uh,
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff, right? So a character that important in the Marvel universe needs to be played by the best actor for that has proven themselves. But I, you know what? He'll prove me wrong. I know he'll prove me wrong. Like I said, I never thought he'd be playing British accent Sherlock Holmes. I never saw that happening, and he killed it.
Yeah.
So
Look, RDJ is well rounded. I believe in his ability to do something. It's just, are they going to hit home with it? Right?
yeah,
And this comes right back to what we've been mentioning over and over and over. It's just, can Marvel get back to where they've been? Right? I don't think
right.
it's I don't think you get just to bring in RDJ and be like, well, everybody's gonna be happy. It's Robert Downey Jr. That's not gonna work like that anymore. And Thor: Love and Thunder was proof,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Like it just you that Marvel lost that credibility, and so I hope they're not just thinking that having him in there is gonna be a slam dunk. I honestly hope they're really trying to develop something that he will slam dunk, but the MCU as a whole will do a great job with.
yeah. I
Yes.
you know who I feel really bad for? Anthony Mack right now, because his movie following Deadpool. I don't know, man. I mean,
When's that roll
the
out? That's like
action,
February of next year, right?
yeah, the action looks fantastic in it. I'm feeling the story so far, the little message in there. I get it. And they're supposed to be doing a big nod to the first super soldier. God, I can't remember his name. It was he was mentioned in the well, they introduced him in the Disney Plus series, the Falcon Winter Soldier. But he
Oh yeah.
there's supposed to be a good storyline to it, but it's still. I mean, God, I would not want to be the Marvel movie that follows Deadpool Wolverine.
Or and maybe retrospect, maybe you would because now maybe people might say like, do they got their crap together? And people might be more encouraged to go see it. You know what I mean? Now, will that change the criticism it might get? I don't know. It's been through a ton of reshoots. Like
Yeah.
I even read a bunch of stuff where Mackie was upset because nobody could get their crap together and say what is the direction. Like they shot all this footage and went and reshot more footage. I think it's been through about 3 or 4 reshoots at this point. I mean, even McDonald's this year released stuff. I told you about that. They released
Yeah.
stuff because the movie's supposed to be out, and they pushed it back again to February. Those are not good looks, you know.
No. Well,
Anthony Mackie is a great actor. I've
yeah.
really enjoyed him in the MCU. I think he's been a really enjoyable character. Or excuse me, Winter
Thank
Soldier's
you,
like my favorite Marvel
Isaiah
film.
Bradley.
Ah, yes, good
I
man. Yes,
think,
Don.
and they picked the perfect actor to play him. Oh, so but the delivery, it's gotta have to be spot on, man, because people have so many expectations. And Isaiah Bradley's actually a really cool character, and it's a very sad storyline for Isaiah Bradley. So I'd love to see them do it justice. Um, Harrison Ford, we were laughing about that last night because Harrison Ford seems to hate everything he does, but he doesn't hate the paycheck. So we'll see how he does. I mean, does he look like a Thunderbird Ross? I think he does. I think he does. But yeah,
Look, it's hard to go wrong with Harrison Ford,
yeah,
right? I mean, he kind of gets away with pretty much whatever. Um, it's it's going to be fine. I think is I'm going to go see it. I have faith in it.
yeah.
We'll see what happens. I do. I am interested in the film. The previews were good, and I want Marvel Disney
But
to
are we
do
gonna do it in 4D or are we gonna do it in?
you
I don't
know
know. I don't know, man.
all
God.
the stuff with Captain America flying. We're going to get a lot of wind in our face if that's the
Yeah,
case.
yeah, yeah. I think, yeah. God. Ugh. But
But guys, final message here: like, go
yes,
see it. If you're on the fence, and this is a guy that has been mega critical of Marvel for a long time,
yes.
it's worth every bit of your money. I don't see any way that you could be disappointed. These cameos are well placed. I got so excited because they hit on a lot of my favorites, and I was like, wow. And there was mention of even more that didn't actually get into the film. They tell you about where some of them are. So just and man, Jackman and protecting the Wolverine legacy from the prime timeline, fantastic
Hmm.
job. And what was neat was pulling this particular Logan from a different timeline in. Still felt like the same guy. Like they did a really good job at tying it in together and making you feel like I can get behind this guy with a different history. So
Yes.
really, really good stuff.
Guys, see the movie as fast as you can. Enjoy
And hit
it,
us up.
and then hit us up because if you subscribe to Comic Tom or our friends at Cover Price, Pressable Defects, Three Men in the Basement, uh, you're gonna get spoiled because they're gonna start. I guarantee all the stuff we saw, there's a bunch of first cover appearances that match up with what we saw, and it's gonna ruin it for you because you're gonna know everybody that was in that movie, and you don't want that right now. So
100%.
go see the movie as soon as you can. Otherwise, I hope Cover Price and all the people we just mentioned, they're friends of the channel. Don't be mad at me, but the moment you guys start going off on the speculation for those covers, everyone's going to know what you saw in the movie. So, yeah.
Hmm.
I say
Yeah.
everybody go see the movie as soon as you can.
And
And
don't tell people to say no spoilers on social media. Stay off social media till you see it. Like I know you
yes.
can't tell people what to say. Like just stay away from it. That's
Yes.
what I do. Like
Yes.
just go as soon as possible. I understand people got lives, but man, I hate when people are like, "Oh, spoilers." I'm like, you talk about millions of people on Facebook. Like they're gonna talk about what they want to talk about. Like just, I know it's hard to stay on
Yes.
social media, but if you're serious about being surprised, just avoid it until you get to see the film. Right? Just in
Yes.
social media, people are gonna talk, and you're gonna inadvertently see stuff that you don't want to see. It's gonna happen.
Yes. So please check it out. You won't be you won't be disappointed. There's no way that it felt like a movie theater for the first time in so
Yeah,
long.
it
The
did. The
lines,
energy in
everything,
there was
the
wild,
energy.
and there were
Yes.
so many people out talking about it. Like you almost had to cover your ears from the people who saw it first before you did. There
Yeah.
were so many people in there. It was amazing. I mean,
I
it
loved
really
it.
did. The energy was just. I haven't felt that in ages, and it was such a cool feeling.
100%. Guys, we know you have your choice in your Saturday entertainment. We hope that you follow and watch our friends at Spine Ticks tonight. And we thank you for showing up to the show again. We'll be here next weekend. Next weekend, we will have spoilers. So there's some stuff we got to talk about, man, that we got to unpackage next weekend.
We do. We have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a week, or don't
Yeah.
come to the show.
Yeah. Don't show up because it's going to be spoilers galore. But, brother, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we will see
Having you
you
guys.
next time.